Hi friends, welcome to my channel and I'm going to review the film Dr. G. I just came back watching Dr. G and I wanted to review the film. Well, Dr. G is one of the most anticipated films of this year and it stars the most talented Ayushman Khurana, and I'm sure most of you really look forward, just like me, really look forward to watch Ayushman Khurana films. It's not only very comic, it also has a very deep social message. And Dr. G has been directed by Anubhuti Kashyap, who happens to be the sister of the talented director Anurag Kashyap and Abhinav Kashyap. Many years ago, I had watched a short film directed by Anubhuti Kashyap, I think the name was Moi Marjani. I'm not sure most of you have watched it, but I had watched it and I really loved it. And I was really looking forward to watch her debut feature film. So it finally releases. So Dr. G is Anubhuti Kashyap's debut feature film. So Anubhuti, looking forward to watch more of your work. And this movie has been written by Saurabh Bharat. Saurabh Bharat, by the way, is a friend of mine. I have worked with him before many years ago. And Sumit Saxena and Vishal Wagh and also Anubhuti Kashyap. So these are the writers of the film. So Dr. G, if you have watched the trailer, the story is pretty self-explanatory. And by the way, the movie is divided into two halves. So let me get there. So Dr. G, basically the entire story is set in Bhopal and the entire movie revolves around Ayushman Khurana, who plays Dr. Uday. So unfortunately unable to secure a seat in the orthopedic section, Dr. Uday, Ayushman Khurana, is compelled to secure and take a seat in the gynecologist section. And of course, by the way, Dr. Uday as a character is pretty sexist. So definitely he's pretty uncomfortable. And he feels that gynecology is strictly for women. So he tries hard to, manipulate, to convince, but he is compelled to join. And so the first half of the film is how the confusion he's facing, the confusion he's experiencing, because Dr. Uday is always, looking for the exit door. He's always, making excuses. He's basically showing a lack of interest as he doesn't want to be a part of this gynecologist section, because he strictly feels that his sex, being a man, it'll have its own share of disadvantages. But he's quite unaware that many famous gynecologists are men. So the first half of the film is about how Dr. Uday, basically how he overcomes his limitations, how he embraces his flaws, and how he basically, the confusion he's experiencing, how he overcomes it. That's basically the story of the first half of Dr. G. The second half, Dr. G is definitely takes a different turn. So whatever you watch in the trailer, the comedy dialogues, everything is in the first half. The second half is a complete, very strong drama and which has a deep message. So second half, the movie takes a different turn, which is definitely was quite surprising. I was not expecting it. Initially, I was feeling that, ab kya hoga? Because whatever I watched in the trailer was completely, everything was shown in the first half. So I was wondering, post intermission, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? So second half is quite, it takes a very interesting, unexpected turn. It becomes a drama with a very strong message. And the movie is definitely not preachy. The movie is quite, strikes a proper balance between comic and a good drama, and it's a good watch. It's quite a different film, but though I personally feel that the writing, some portions could have been better and more interesting, because the entire story which I was basically looking forward and I was going to the theater finishes in the first half. So somewhat I felt the writing could have been a little better, but anyway, I found it overall quite unique and quite different, and good thing is not preachy at all. Now coming to the performances, Ayushman Khurana, like always, nails it. He's amazing. And Rakul Preet is how Rakul Preet is always. She's good. She's quite good and decent. But personally, if you ask me, I think Shefali Shah and Shiba Chadda steals the show. Shiba Chadda is getting better in every film. Same goes for Shefali Shah. We love their work. Dr. G is definitely something you want to enjoy. Shefali Shah and Shiba Chadda has nailed it. And apart from the performances, I think the cinematography could have been slightly better. Somewhat, some shots I felt was getting slightly missing the focus, defocus. I think the cinematography could have been slightly better. But overall, Dr. G is a good watch. It's an above average watch. Means if you see the other Bollywood films which have released in the past, in comparison to that, I think Dr. G is quite a superior film in terms of writing, in terms of overall direction. Anubhuti Kashyap has done a great job. Overall, Dr. G has been packaged well, and I think it's a good watch. And I'm sure all of you, should go book your tickets and watch Dr. G. You won't be disappointed. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. And one thing I noticed in the film, all the songs were chopped up, because I've been for the past 1 week I've been listening to all the songs of Dr. G. I think one of the songs have been composed by Mr. Amit Trivedi, but surprisingly most of the songs were chopped up. I think all the songs were chopped up apart from I think one or two songs. I don't know why. I think just to maintain the pacing of the film. I think it was a good decision. I think if the songs were included, the pacing of the film would have been hampered. And it's a very different Ayushman Khurana film. If you watch Vicky Dono, if you watch Shubh Mangal Savdhan, if you watch, I think it's something. It will remind you of I think Chandigarh De Ashiki, Chandigarh Kare Ashiki. It's in the similar lines in terms of the drama, comic, the balance. I think it reminded me a lot of Chandigarh Kare Ashiki in terms of script, writing, and the balance. So this is my review for Dr. G, and do watch it, guys, and let me know your feedback. So Saurabh Bharat, congratulations. You've done a great job. So guys, good night. Happy weekend.